So I received a question about what should I expect once my book is released? Hi, my name is Shelley Hitz. I'm the owner and founder of ChristianBookAcademy.com. And this really is a big question. She says, I think as a first time author, there's so much time and energy into getting the project finished and published that you don't spend much time on what happens after that. True. So we lead you through in Christian Book Academy the Kingdom Writer's Path. The phase one is first draft, getting that ugly, messy first draft out of your head onto paper. Phase two is the final draft. That's where you'll do self-editing. That's where you'll hire a professional editor. You get your manuscript ready to where all of the content is ready to be formatted. Step three is to self-publish or to work with a publishing company and get your book published. Step four, so after you've published your book, the next step is the book launch. And so we have an entire module in Christian Book Academy on your book launch. Now, your book launch can be this big thing, or it can be a soft launch. It can be just getting that book out there to your current friends and family, the people that you know, and then you can always organize other promotions later. And that's where the fifth and final stage of the Kingdom Writers Path is impact lives. And we call this ongoing marketing because you're going to have the opportunity to continue to impact lives just moving forward through your book. And so we encourage you to think of your book as if you're birthing a baby. Many times it could be a 9-month process, or it could be shorter, it could be longer, but you give birth to the baby. The pregnancy and the birthing is kind of that first draft, final draft, and self-publish phases. You publish that book, you've given birth to that book. Now what? Well, that's where the parenting comes in. So your book launch and your ongoing marketing is how you steward the message that God has given you, this gift that he's given you, or this message. And that happens with ongoing marketing. Now you can put as much time as in it as you want. It's a process. Know that your book launch is just the beginning. It's not the end, but we have some resources for you. That we have a book launch edition of our Kingdom Writers Conference that has a ton of information in there. And you can find it at kingdomwritersconference.com/launch. But if you're a Christian Book Academy member, you have access to this in your member area in the conference replays module. And in that conference, I also talk about the post-launch blues. And there's a whole teaching on that in the pre-conference mini-series because it's a real thing. And we've been mentoring writers since 2010. We have written and published over 70 books ourselves. And so we know that there typically is like that postpartum depression or that postpartum blues. There's like this post book launch blues, and it's something that happens to many writers. And so don't get discouraged if you feel that. You may need to take a little bit of time away from screens, away from all the things, take some time with the Lord to rest and then rise again. Resting doesn't mean you're quitting. It just means you're resting, right? Sometimes we need to rest after that big push to publish the book, to get it launched, to get it marketed into the world. And then in Christian Book Academy, we have a lot of training for you on ongoing marketing. So there's a lot of things that are involved with that. And I do recommend that you think of it in the framework of the 5-step marketing plan. And I'll link to that in the description so that you have that. But I just encourage you, just enjoy the process. Don't feel pressure. Realize this is a privilege. Enjoy this whole experience of giving birth to your first book baby. Do a launch. It doesn't have to be big, but do something, even if it's with your close family and friends. Like, do something, and then realize that this is going to be a marathon and not a sprint. This is about parenting that book, and it's not about just giving birth and then adopting it out to someone else, right? That's what a lot of people want to do. They're like, can someone else just do all the marketing for me? I really don't think that's the most effective way. You can hire people to help you, but I just really think like there can be a way for you to do this in a way that feels good to you, that fits in your time, and that fits with your personality and strengths. So there's a lot to it, but we cover all that in christianbookacademy.com. And so I'm really excited for you. Cannot wait for you to publish your book, and so we can cheer you on.